Picture a room where one person bends reality with charm, jokes, and sudden silence. Most people argue or apologize. A dark empath does neither. Feels the pull, names the pattern, and stands steady. Tonight we'll break the spell using Jung's shadow work, precise boundary language, and practical moves you can use in real conversations. No theatrics, no long sermons, just clean strength and calm presence. If you're done being managed by mood swings and mixed signals, you're in the right place. This is Psychtify. Let's begin. Part 1. The one who sees and still stands. Let's begin with a simple picture. A narcissist survives on attention the way a fire lives on oxygen. Take away the air, and the flames don't argue. They simply shrink. The problem is, most people don't know how to breathe differently around that fire. They either rush in with buckets of emotion or run away in confusion. A dark empath does neither. A dark empath steps closer, recognizes the heat, and changes the atmosphere. Empathy alone does not defeat narcissism. Softness without structure becomes fuel. What defeats narcissism is empathy fused with self-command. The ability to feel what's happening, name it, and still choose a response that protects your dignity and your reality. That's the dark empath's edge. Carl Jung spoke to the necessity of meeting your shadow, those unclaimed parts of you: anger, fear, hunger for significance, appetite for control, the need to be seen. Narcissists outsource their shadows. They project them onto others, then punish the people who carry them. A dark empath turns inward first. Where am I vulnerable to flattery? Where am I starving for validation? Where do I trade truth for harmony? By owning these answers, you become unblackmailable. Here's the frame for tonight. The narcissist plays 4 core games: idealize, devalue, triangulate, harvest. The dark empath answers with 4 counter moves: name, neutralize, negate supply, navigate away. We'll also build a language toolkit, sentences that close loops, stop gaslighting, and reset power without drama. Finally, we'll craft a recovery plan rooted in Jungian individuation. Turn wounds into boundaries, boundaries into identity, and identity into quiet power. This is not about revenge. It's about presence. Narcissists train you to over-explain, over-apologize, and over-perform. Dark empaths train themselves to underreact while staying exquisitely aware. That is the only personality that defeats a narcissist. Someone who can feel deeply and won't be moved by theatrics. Tonight, we don't worship niceness. We practice clean strength. Take a breath, center your shoulders, let the story start. Part 2. Reading the playbook without becoming the play. Narcissistic interaction has a rhythm. Learn the rhythm and you can dance without being led. Phase 1, idealization, the sugar. Fast intimacy. Mirrored interests. Big promises. You're the soulmate, the only one who gets me. A dark empath hears the music and quietly checks the exits. 3 tests. 1. Time test. Let's slow the pace. Watch the reaction. Healthy people respect pacing. Manipulators resent it. 2. Boundary test. I don't share personal details that fast. Observe if curiosity turns into pressure. 3. Reality test. Ask for small, boring proof. Call when they said show up on time. Keep a minor promise. The sparkle fades where consistency is required. Phase 2. Devaluation. The sting. Subtle digs dressed as jokes. Withheld warmth. Moving goalposts. You'll be tempted to win back the light. Don't. A dark empath treats inconsistency like data, not a dare. Phase 3, triangulation, the split. They brag about an ex, a coworker, a stranger who understands them more. This is not information, it's leverage. Your move is calm curiosity or silence, not competition. You cannot outperform a ghost invented to make you chase. Phase 4, Harvest, the drain. They return when supply runs low elsewhere. You'll hear nostalgia, emergency, or spiritual language, "I've changed. No one knows me like you. God brought us back together." A dark empath asks for receipts, sustained behavior, not beautiful sentences. Now, 4 counter moves. Name. This pace feels fast, and fast hides red flags. Naming breaks trance. Neutralize, respond to provocation with short, steady lines. A calm tone steals the drama's oxygen. Negate supply. No arguments, no monologues, no frantic explanations. Less fuel, less fire. Navigate away. Protect your calendar, your sleep, your body. Time and space are how you tell your nervous system the truth. Remember, the goal is not to win the scene, it's to win your life. Part 3. Language of power. Precise sentences. For messy moments, words can be walls. Use them. When love bombing starts, I move slowly with new connections. Compliments don't stand in for consistency. Let's give this 6 weeks of normal life before big statements. When micro-digs appear, jokes about me aren't my kind of humor. If feedback is real, say it plainly. If it's a joke, drop it. Teasing that erodes respect doesn't stay in my life. When gaslighting begins, we remember it differently. I'm comfortable keeping my version. If my reality can't exist here, I won't either. I don't continue conversations that distort facts. When triangulation shows up, if you prefer their approach, choose it. I don't compete for basic respect. Comparisons end the conversation. I won't fight a third party for a seat at my own table. When rage or sulking is used to control, I am available for dialogue, not punishment. We can talk after the temperature drops. Silence games are your choice. My boundary is distance. When hoovering happens months later, I accept apologies that arrive with changed patterns, not just phrases. I wish you well. I don't revisit closed rooms. I don't return to dynamics that cost me myself. Communication principles that keep you sovereign. One-breath sentences. Short lines carry authority. No justifications. Boundaries stated, not debated. 3-strike rule. Repeat the boundary twice. The third time, act. Exit greater than explanation. When respect vanishes, words are wasted. And because you asked for tactics on Psychtify, here's a 5-point boundary protocol you can teach your audience. 1. State the value, respectful tone. 2. Set the limit. If insults continue, I leave. 3. Specify the metric. One more comment like that. 4. Signal the choice. Continue, and I'm gone. 5. Seal the consequence. Leave, hang up, end the visit, block. The dark empath doesn't swing a sword. They close a door. Part 4. Inner work that makes you untouchable, Jungian core. You cannot outmaneuver a pattern you secretly need. The narcissist thrives where you have a hole. The hunger to be chosen, the terror of being alone, the addiction to approval. Jung would call this the work of individuation, becoming solid enough to stop borrowing identity from the eyes of others. Practice 1. Shadow interviews. Sit with a blank page and ask, where do I crave applause? What makes me abandon my standards? Which compliments make me obedient? Write the answers without editing. The page is a mirror that can't be flattered. Practice 2. Self-supply rituals. Every morning, feed yourself what you used to beg for. Warmth, hand on chest, slow breath for 60 seconds. Structure. Schedule 3 anchors, movement, focused work, friend check-in. Beauty. 5 minutes of art, music, or sunlight. Nervous systems fed from within are hard to hijack. Practice 3. Emotional detachment without numbness. This isn't coldness, it's clarity. When provoked, scan your body. Jaw, throat, chest, gut. Name the sensation, then say, I can feel this and still choose. That sentence is a bridge from reactivity to authorship. Practice 4. Consequence ladder. Pre-decide how you respond to disrespect. First time, state the boundary. Second time, reduce access. Shorter calls, fewer meetups. Third time, end contact or involve mediation. Decisions made in calm are decisions you can trust under pressure. Practice 5. Time dilation. Narcissists rush the tempo. You slow it. Insert a 24-hour gap before big replies. Standards love slowness. Manipulation loves speed. Practice 6. Archetypal reclaiming. If you're always the caregiver, borrow the warrior for a week. Speak plainly, say no early, leave on time. If you're always the sage, borrow the lover. Create joy that doesn't need permission. Rotating archetypes grows the parts they can't hook. The point is simple. You become a person who is no longer available for the game, not because you hate them, but because you have you. Part 5, the clean exit, the quiet return, the stronger self. Let's land this with a path you can follow tonight and a life you can follow for the next decade tonight. Delete the message thread that keeps you hooked. Keep screenshots only if you need legal or professional support. Write your 3 non-negotiables for any relationship. Respect of time, calm tone, truth under pressure. Put them where you get ready in the morning. Choose one sentence from part 3 and memorize it. Power loves preparation. This week, practice gray light rather than gray rock. You're not a lifeless stone. You're a steady lamp. Warm, consistent, not dramatic. Nothing to argue with, nothing to extract. Audit your circle. Who multiplies your focus? Who dilutes it? Give 80% of your social time to the multiplying few. Reclaim one passion you abandoned to manage someone else's emotions. Music, study, training, faith, art. When your life gets bigger, manipulative people feel smaller. When contact is unavoidable, keep conversations in shared spaces or in writing. Stick to logistics. Feelings are currency they counterfeit. End every exchange with a boundary or a plan, never a plea. When they hoover, they'll test the locks with sweetness, crisis, or nostalgia. Your script is simple. I appreciate your message. I'm committed to environments that protect my peace. Then stop. A dark empath trusts silence more than speeches. When you're free, there will be a day when the hook releases and the room feels quiet. Don't rush to fill it. Let stillness teach you. Build friendships that don't require performance. Cultivate work that doesn't punish honesty. Choose love that is deep and disciplined. You're not here to win a role in somebody else's theater. You are here to author your life. The narcissist needed an audience. The dark empath built a home. On Psychtify, this is your reminder. Power is not loud, and healing is not theatrical. Power is a calm nervous system, a clear boundary, and a life that doesn't apologize for existing. If this spoke to the stronger part of you, the part that sees clearly and still chooses wisely, share it with someone who needs a backbone more than a pep talk. And if you're walking this path right now, stand tall, breathe slow, and carry your reality like a torch. Fires respect the person who controls the air. You've got this PS. If you want, I can also add a short on-screen opening line for the cold open, a chapter list with timestamps, or a 1-paragraph video description plus tags tailored to Psychtify's style. Say continue and tell me which add-ons you want next. Final. After the mirror, living as the one who can't be hooked. Picture the day after the last message. No buzzing phone, no sudden storms, just ordinary air. That quiet isn't emptiness. It's proof that your nervous system is returning to its natural climate. From here on, you don't chase intensity. You curate reality. A narcissist's spell breaks when attention stops behaving like currency. A dark empath understands that attention is a vote, and votes shape worlds. So we end this series with the daily architecture of a life that cannot be farmed for supply. 3 pillars hold the house: truth, time, and territory. Truth, not the philosophical kind, the kind you can carry in your pocket. Truth sounds like this: that happened, it cost me these things. I'm responsible for this part, they're responsible for that part. I am not the villain, and I am not the savior. 10 lines in a journal each morning will do more than 10 arguments ever could. Honesty shrinks fantasies. Fantasies are where manipulation hides. Time. Rush is the enemy of discernment. Slow the tempo of everything that used to own you. A text arrives, read it, breathe, and let an hour pass. A provocation lands, take a walk around the block before you answer. A decision appears. Sleep on it and see if your body agrees tomorrow. Speed was their weapon. Pacing is your shield territory. Your body is sovereign land. Keep it clean from chaos. Sleep 7 to 8. Drink water like it's medicine. Move daily, not for aesthetics, but to keep your animal calm. Curate your room. Fewer alerts, more light, music that steadies, objects that remind you who you are. There's a reason tyrants rewrite maps. Territory decides what's possible, guard yours. Now to the operating system you'll use when old patterns knock. The SOS method: slow, observe, state. Slow. 1 breath in through the nose, 1 breath out twice as long. Adrenaline releases its grip when exhalations are extended. Observe. Where is the hook? Praise that feels like debt? Silence that feels like punishment? Urgency that feels like a trap? Name it. State. 1 sentence, firm and short. I'll answer tomorrow. Comparisons end the conversation. We can stick to logistics or end here. Then close your mouth. The first person to justify loses the frame. When contact is unavoidable, co-parenting, family, workplace, shift to fence, gate, guard. The fence is your written policy. Email only, business hours, topic boundaries. The gate is what gets through. Only logistics, never feelings. The guard is documentation, dates, times, agreements. Paper remembers when people pretend. If rage arrives dressed as righteousness, offer 2 lanes. We can continue respectfully or we can pause and return at 4 p.m. Choose. If sulking turns into control, treat it as absence and live your plan. If the Hoover comes with poetry, ask for boring proof. 6 weeks of consistent behavior without reminders. Beauty should accompany good character, not disguise it. Recovery isn't just defense, it's design. You'll need a detox from intensity. Go on an adrenaline fast. No argument videos, no late-night social media rabbit holes, no rereading old chats that spike your heart rate. Replace drama with tiny certainties. Make your bed, prepare real food, finish the first task you start, call 1 friend who doesn't need a show to love you. Stability is a miracle you can build with small bricks. Because this is Psychtify and because we promise tactics, here's a weekly power practice you can teach and keep. Monday, map the pattern. 1 page, trigger, thought, body, behavior, aftermath, alternative. Keep the map. Patterns hate witnesses. Tuesday, boundary reps. Practice 3 lines out loud until they sound like you. Not for me. I'm done for today. That doesn't work on my side. Wednesday, shadow check-in. Ask, where do I secretly like being chased? Where do I confuse chaos with passion? Where am I the unreliable one? The courage to see this keeps you human, not hardened. Thursday, relationship audit. List 10 names. Mark plus for people who multiply peace, minus for those who drain it, equals for neutral. Spend your energy accordingly. Friday, future investment. 2 hours on a skill, a course, a project that increases your options. Options are freedom, and freedom is the real antidote to manipulation. Weekend, joy without permission. Do something beautiful that no one can monetize. Sunset, book, instrument, prayer, sea. Pleasure that isn't borrowed stops you from renting your soul. A word on forgiveness. You do not have to turn pain into friendship. You can forgive by refusing to carry the story into tomorrow. Memory can keep its lessons without keeping its leash. Closure is an inside job. You sign it by living well, and a word on love. Guard against the superstition that vigilance equals wisdom. Hyper-alert isn't the same as mature. The goal isn't to become suspicious of warmth. The goal is to pair warmth with standards. Said simply, be kind and keep your keys. Jung's message was never to kill the shadow. It was to claim it. Your capacity for anger becomes protection when yoked to values. Your hunger for being seen becomes creativity when anchored to purpose. Your ability to read people becomes service when guided by conscience. Integration, not denial, is how you end the cycle without becoming the thing that hurt you. Before we close, a final script for the moment they return, as if history were a rumor. Thank you for reaching out. I'm living by clear standards now. Truth under pressure, steady tone, consistent action. Those are non-negotiable for me. If this can't honor that, we're complete. Either way, I wish you the growth you need. No fireworks, no essays, just weather that cannot be bent. So let's crown this journey with a simple vow. I will not bargain with my dignity for attention. I will not confuse intensity with intimacy. I will not outsource my self-respect to anyone's approval. I will live slow, speak plain, and leave when respect leaves first. If you're listening to this at midnight with a trembling chest, hear me. You're not dramatic for wanting peace. You're discerning. You're not cold for stepping back. You're careful with your life. Calm is not boring. Calm is the sound of power when it's finally at home. This is Psychtify, where empathy grows a spine and shadow turns into strength. Close the old door. Open the window. Let the new air in. Then walk forward, not to prove anything, but to practice everything. And when the world asks what kind of person defeats a narcissist, smile gently and answer with your life.